It's basically all of us as a team we have agreed upon. A person can have a relationship, not one, n number of relationships he can have, he or she can have. For example, you and your husband, your parents, your friends, and we feel over and above the main relationship is the relationship of humanity. So you can, till you are alive, you will have n number of relationships. That's for number one.
Second question was, do you have a relationship with your body, mind or senses? Explain.
Okay, so the answer is yes, we do have a relationship with our body, mind and senses, because whenever there is something, somebody speaks to us very bad or we are hurt, it comes to our ears, but it gets affected into your mind, to your body, and your body starts reacting. So there is a connection, and we do agree that there is a relationship with our own body and mind.
Further, what does the relationship between you and your children involve?
Okay. It involves a friendship, a relationship of friendship, completeness, especially for a woman. A woman, whenever she has a child, only then she feels she is a complete, her life is complete basically. And also a sense of responsibility comes in. You feel you have somebody to look upon. All these days you were pampered by your parents. Only when you get your child, when you have your children, you have a sense of responsibility, also sense of fulfillment.
What does the relationship between you and your parents involve?
Okay, now this is the other way around. What we have with our parents is a feeling of respect. Like if it's my parents, I just feel, the first thing that comes to my mind is I should respect them. Also love, and even if they are, and we shouldn't take them for granted. We should always respect them. Just because they are there in any situation, we shouldn't take them for granted. We should respect them till the end of their lives. Even after that, we should have that respect in the mind. We should always keep thinking about them, because they are the one who gave us life, and because of them we are in this world. So we should never forget that.
When does the bond in a relationship becomes a bondage in the relationship?
That was fifth, yeah? Okay. The relationship is a bond until there is understanding. As soon as there is lack of understanding, there's more of higher expectations coming in a relationship. There's even possessiveness, for example, or too much of rules and regulations comes in a relationship. Then you feel, no, now this is like it's a bondage to me. And then you're not able to cope up with the expectations of the other person. And then you feel, it's just a bondage to me now. I have to follow what the other person is expecting. And then you feel you want to get free out of it. So there you feel now it's not a bond, but it's become a bondage.
Sixth is, are there perfect relationships? Explain.
Of course, no. There are no perfect relationships. At least in today's world, I feel. But that's because there are difference of opinions, lack of understanding, and the only relationship which I feel, or we all felt, was the relationship with your God. Even when you are alone in the morning, early morning, you get up and you feel you're just talking to God. You are very clean, you are very clear in your mind, and you can just open and speak to Him directly, and that's a perfect relationship, because you always get from Him, you always receive. There is no give and take as such. So we all felt that the only relationship which can be perfect is with your God.
Seventh question was, can we ever be free of relationships or free in a relationship?
So for both the answer is no. Till we are in this materialistic world, this is not possible. You cannot be free from the relationship, or you cannot be free of relationships. For being free, I think you have to leave this world. Only then you will be able to get away with all your relationships. Till you are alive, till you are in this materialistic world, it's highly impossible.
Eighth question, why are there problems in relationships? between parents and children, between friends, in the workplace, or between siblings?
Okay, now we have, according to the segregation, we have divided also the answers. Why there are differences between parents and children? It's mainly because of the generation gap. The thinking is different. When you look at, like you say 6, when I write 6, it looks 6 from my side, but when you look at it, it looks like a 9. So I am also not wrong and you are also not wrong. Both of us are right. But the way we think or way we put that thing the difference of opinion creates problems sometimes. Parents are more emotional, they are not very practical. And today's world, we have to be practical. So there the clashes come and then there's a lack of understanding and there arises the problems and then arguments and lack of understanding. Same thing, between friends it's more of jealousy. It's more of expectations. Sometimes the friends keep demanding, and then again that bondage comes and there arises all kinds of problems and misunderstandings. And it also sometimes depends on the situation. I might not be doing it deliberately to break a friendship, but the situation is such that I have to go ahead in life. So I have to leave the friendship behind. So again a problem arises. And workplace, it's more of competition, jealousy, the rat race which is going on. It's all because of that.
Between siblings.
Yeah. For the siblings, I think till we are under one roof. Like I can give a live example of us because we are 4 sisters. Till we are under one roof with going to the same school and all that, it's fine. But once we are, we are grown up, we are married, we are dispersed into different families, we have to get adjusted to so many people, then there comes the difference of opinions and commitments, your priorities in life. So the problem arises sometimes because you are not understanding what the other person is going through in her or his family.
Okay.
And the main reason for the problems arising is lack of understanding. That's the main reason. Because there's no understanding, there will be a problem.
9th question, how does one repair or make up in a relationship?
Okay. It's not that you cannot make up a relationship, it all depends on you. So instead of expecting the other person to change, try to change yourself. I know it's very difficult, it's very easy to say, but you can always try. You should always think, okay, what did I do that the person is hurt or whatever, and try to change yourself. When you are cool, you will be able to, give that positive vibrations to the other person and the situation will calm down. And you said time is very the time can manage things very well. So be calm, be positive and things will change.
10th, where does karma come in a relationship?
Okay, when things go beyond your control, it's not in your control. Like I said, you can repair, you can do this. It all depends on how you change, which is also difficult. And this is where you are not beyond your control. Then you start feeling, the karma. Maybe this is in Sindhi, I don't know, only of you. We say, Lena deni undi hai.
लेना देना
लेना देना
देना होता है कुछ पिछले जन्म का, the debit and credit होता है जो. So because of that, then your karma comes. कि you must have done something कि इस जन्म में आपको, like you pay a fine to Dubai police. So that also is one way a debit credit which God is clearing for you. I think the last one she'll explain to you.
Who is that I that relates in a relationship? Who is the I that has answered these questions? The one word is a normal human being. We have answered these questions as just a normal human being, which is right now what we are thinking, maybe we are not the same what we are in the practical world. Maybe we change ourselves and we are actually facing these situations in a relationship. So right now what we have answered is a normal human being, that's it, which we can change later on.